Good morning, Americans. James Griffin reporting live from LA. We patriots live in constant fear of the A-bomb. We know those Soviets could obliterate us from the face of the earth in any second. But were you, brave men and women of America, aware that there might be an upside to all this nuclear madness? Well, the commies definitely are. As we speak, they are attempting to harvest valuable energy from the nuclear reactors we fear may end our life any one of these days. Right now, I transfer you to Stephanie Watzer, our fear agent, as she takes a closer look at Chernobyl, a nuclear reactor in Ukraine where the Soviets are trying to go through with these experiments and maybe find something special. Stephanie, you're on.
Thank you, James. As mentioned, we're on location in northern Ukraine where the Chernobyl power plant is located. It is the Soviets' most ambitious attempt at nuclear power harvest, and it is the first plant in Ukrainian soil. Right now, we're in front of the fourth zone in this 4-reactor power plant founded in 1977. Its reactor generates an estimate of 1,000 megawatts of electrical power, and the site as a whole generates 10% of Ukrainian electricity. With around 600 people working in the site daily, Ukrainian economy is at a rise. The increase in jobs has diminished unemployment rates in the region and has allowed workers a more stable lifestyle. The model of nuclear energy also allows for the reduction of energy consumption and industrialization costs. This allows the Soviets to collect more revenue for their services and up their economy. Overall, Chernobyl has proven to be a step.
Stephanie? Well, that's quite odd. Allow me a second. Oh. Ooh. Well, my fellow Americans, I've just received word that a terrible accident has happened in the Chernobyl power plant. It seems one of the reactors malfunctioned and blew up, causing terrible damage. Wait, I'm just receiving so many words that the Russians are blaming us? Well,
dum, diddle dum dum, diddle dum dum. There was a turtle by the name of Bert, and the turtle was very alert. When danger threatened him, he never got hurt. He knew just what to do. He ducked and covered, duck and cover.
He did what we all must learn to do. You
and you
and you
and you, duck and cover.
my fellow Americans, I'm afraid this matter has evolved into a national emergency. If the Soviets decide to pursue these allegations, and if they are able to evolve them into a matter of fact, this will have gigantic social and historical implications for both of our countries. Historically, as I'm sure you're all aware, we've been engaged in a Cold War with those dirty Soviets for as long as any of us can remember, really. And now, with the incident of Chernobyl, if they are able to tie it back to us, all that tension can explode into potential nuclear warfare. Our current leaders, Reagan and Gorbachev, have been theoretically friendly and even cooperative in their discussions, but that cooperation, that friendliness will soon explode, will soon crumble into dust if these allegations become a matter of fact. And socially, just imagine what this will mean for Americans. If, as of now, we live in constant fear of nuclear warfare, that nuclear warfare is becoming a possibility. Not only a possibility, but a very, very probable possibility. We won't only live in fear, we will experience fear. Because that fear will actually come to harm us. And not only for Americans, for those commies, as dirty as they are, you have to have some sort of sympathy for them as well. They'll be equally scared, because if the Soviets decide to attack us, we'll only reasonably attack back. But I'm not a scientist, so now I'm going to transfer you to somebody who's actually a scientist. Please pay attention to our nuclear weapons specialist, Jason Bourne, as he talks to you about the implications that nuclear warfare will have on our geography. Hello guys, my name is Jason Bourne, and I'll be pretty much explaining what will happen if a nuclear bomb was dropped in the United States, specifically in Times Square, New York. So firstly, what would happen is that a big flash of light illustrated here will reach all the way to New Jersey, and all of the people that are enveloped in this radius will be surrounded immediately by light, and the people that are looking directly at the explosion will be blinded, possibly for life. Now, next, what would happen is that all the plant life and most of the buildings will be enveloped by fire in this same radius, and this fire can be very destructive, and the core of it is as hot as the core of the sun. Now, in this new area that I've highlighted, what would happen is that an extreme shock wave will knock over most buildings and will pile up extreme amounts of rubble, reaching up to 30 meters in length in most cases. Now, this new radiation diagram I've written up here pretty much represents the core radiation that will spread in a linear fashion towards any direction. But this is where the bomb has its more radioactive potentials. And now, this is the bomb's less radioactive, yet latent capabilities that will poison the surrounding area that is highlighted for years to come. Well, Jason, if what you say is true, then those are some extremely unsettling news. I pray for the well-being of America, but I'm not too hopeful. But I'm not too hopeful. What is that? What is that feeling? Oh my god, it's the bomb! Ah! Ah!